The wind howled across the plains, carrying whispers of loneliness through the tall grass as the sun bled gold over the horizon. There, on the edge of nowhere, stood a woman with fire in her eyes and dirt on her hands. Her name was Clara May, and she was building her cabin one log at a time, her swollen belly proof of life's persistence even in hardship. The townsfolk said she was crazy, no man. No family, no help, just a woman with a hammer and a dream. But Clara didn't listen. Every swing of her axe was a promise, every drop of sweat a prayer that her child would be born into a home of strength, not fear. Her husband had been gone for months, lost to the mines after he left chasing work. The telegram never came, and deep down Clara knew he wasn't coming back. Still she built. She refused to crumble like so many widows before her. Each log she lifted was heavy, pressing against her swollen belly, but the weight of her loneliness was far heavier. From a distance, a lone rider watched, quiet, steady, haunted. His name was Luke Tanner, a rancher whose wife and little girl had died in the fever 2 winters ago. Since that day, his ranch had been silent, his heart colder than the highland wind, but something in Clara's stubbornness stirred the ache he thought he'd buried. Each evening he rode by under the pretense of checking his fence lines. But really, he came to see her, this fierce, broken woman who wouldn't give up. That evening, Clara's hands trembled as she tried to fit a log into place, but her strength failed her. The wood slipped, scraping her arm, and she gasped, clutching her side. Luke dismounted fast, his boots crunching against the dry earth. "You'll hurt yourself if you keep at it like this," he said, his voice deep, steady, touched with concern. Clara looked up, startled, her pride rising before her gratitude. "It's my cabin," she snapped softly. "Ain't no man gonna build it for me." Luke tipped his hat, the ghost of a smile flickering on his lips. "Didn't say a man had to. Just said I could lend a hand." She hesitated, then nodded, exhaustion softening her edges. Together they lifted the log into place, the rhythm of work filling the silence between them. The sun dipped low, shadows stretching across the ground like memories refusing to fade. As night fell, Luke stayed to help her start a fire. They sat side by side on the dirt floor of the half-built cabin, the crackle of flames filling the space between their breathing. "You remind me of someone," he said finally. "My wife used to fight like you do. Never backed down even when the fever took her." Clara's eyes softened. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "Lost don't ever leave easy." He nodded. "And you out here building alone. That baby deserves better than a pile of logs and cold nights." Her jaw tightened. "He'll have love. And that's more than most." Luke watched her profile in the firelight. Strong, determined, heartbreak etched into her face. Something stirred deep in his chest, a forgotten warmth. Before he left, he tipped his hat once more. "You're doing fine, Clara May, but you don't have to do it alone." She didn't answer, but her eyes followed him long after his horse disappeared into the dusk. That night, as the fire flickered low, Clara pressed a hand to her belly and whispered, "We're not alone anymore, are we, little one?" The days that followed turned the plains into a dance of work, sweat, and soft words. Luke began showing up at sunrise, his presence steady and unspoken, never demanding, never overstepping. He brought nails, fresh-cut timber, and sometimes a loaf of bread baked by the preacher's wife. Clara tried to push him away, but her strength waned, and the kindness in his eyes broke through the wall she'd built. He didn't just help with the cabin. He taught her how to brace beams, how to measure without losing balance, how to laugh again without guilt. The baby kicked more often now, and Clara swore he moved whenever Luke spoke nearby. One evening, as the two hammered the final log in place, Clara paused, her hands trembling on the hammer. "I thought I'd forgotten what kindness looked like," she whispered. Luke stopped, dusting off his gloves. "Kindness is just love trying to find its way home," he said quietly. That night, a storm rolled in, the kind that shook windows and hearts alike. Rain poured through the half-finished roof as lightning split the sky. Clara cried out, clutching her belly. The baby was coming early. Luke was by her side in an instant, wrapping her in his coat and guiding her inside the cabin. "Hold on, Clara May, just breathe," he murmured. Voice steady, though his heart pounded like thunder. He fetched water, tore his shirt for cloth, did everything he remembered from the night his own daughter was born. Hours passed. Her screams turned to silence, and then came a cry, small, strong, alive. Luke held the baby with trembling hands, tears streaking through the dirt on his face. "You've got yourself a fighter," he said softly, handing the child to her. Clara's eyes filled as she held her son for the first time. "No," she whispered, looking up at Luke. "We've got a fighter." The morning after the storm, sunlight poured through the cracks of the cabin like a promise. Luke stood outside fixing what the wind had torn down. Clara watched him from the doorway, her baby bundled close. She realized something in that moment. She hadn't just built a cabin. She'd built a life, piece by piece, log by log, with the help of a man who'd lost everything yet found the courage to care again. Luke turned, his gaze meeting hers. "You need a roof to finish this place," he said with a half smile. "And maybe a partner to keep it standing." She smiled through tears. "You offering to stay, Cowboy?" He stepped closer, eyes warm and steady. "Only if you'll have me." She laughed softly, the sound mingling with the morning breeze. "Then I guess we better start building together." As weeks turned to months, the cabin became more than shelter. It became a home. The sound of a baby's laughter mixed with the creak of wooden floors and the soft hum of two hearts learning to love again. Luke would often sit on the porch, the baby asleep in his arms, while Clara rocked beside him under the endless western sky. They'd lost so much, but somehow together, they'd found everything they were searching for.